So, hey guys, I'm back. I know it's been quite a while, but I've been kind of busy. I was asked to be the stage manager for my college's production of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof this semester, so it's been taking up a lot of my time. But anyway, I'm back now, so I would like to talk today about something really exciting that happened about 2 months ago. Those of you who follow me on Tumblr know that I took another trip to Germany. I went to Gandersheim for a music theater festival that they were doing there. And it was amazing. So basically, here we go. I left from Atlanta on the 9th of August. My plane left at 4:05 in the afternoon. My friend Beth drove me to the airport around noon, so we got there around 1-ish. So plenty of time to get my bags checked, get through security, and grab a quick bite to eat before I get to my gate. Boarded the plane and started the 9-hour flight, which actually wasn't that bad. I flew Lufthansa again, so because Lufthansa's a really good airline. When I was going through their entertainment selection, found out that they have the I think it's 2012 cast recording of Elizabeth in their entertainment selection with Oliver Arno and Mark Seibert, and who else was in that one? I don't really remember because those two are two of my favorites. Of course, I remember them. But anyway, my plane landed in Frankfurt at 6:45 on August the 10th because time difference. So I got my bags from baggage claim and went to the train station in Frankfurt Airport and waited for my train to Fulda, where I had a transfer to Göttingen and then a transfer from Göttingen to Bad Gandersheim. Eventually I made it to Bad Gandersheim, and then it took me another hour to find where my hotel was because some of the street names were different than the directions that I had. But I eventually found my hotel, got checked in, went to my room, took a quick shower because I had been traveling for over 24 hours at that point, and I didn't sleep at all on the plane again, so I was exhausted. But took a quick shower, changed my clothes, and went and explored the town a bit. It was a really nice town, but I didn't stay out too long because I was so exhausted. But then I went back to my hotel and went to bed, got up, I'd say around 4 a.m. I woke up naturally around 4 a.m., which is kind of ridiculous, but anyway, got up, got dressed, breakfast was at 6:30, that was delicious. Had the same thing that I had on my study abroad trip because, I mean, it's delicious. And then after that, I finished getting ready. I went back up to my room, finished getting ready for the day, grabbed all my things that I needed, and went for a walk. Because there was a nice lake behind my hotel. Actually found out there were 2 lakes behind the hotel. Went on a nice walk around there, and then went into town again. Did a bit of exploring. Got my tickets to see Jesus Christ Superstar, which was the whole reason I went. I went just to see Jesus Christ Superstar. And that was really cool. Went to this nice little Italian place. I got a pizza for lunch from there. Ate half of it there and then took the other half back to my hotel for dinner. But yeah, I had a pretty easygoing day the first day. Second day was also pretty easygoing. Just did a bit more exploring. Bought a couple of small things. And didn't really do much on day 2, but day 3, which was Wednesday the 12th, that was quite a day. I explored the town some more. It was a small town, but there was still a lot to explore. Explored the town a bit, waited till, got lunch again at the Italian place. It was really nice. And I went, then I went to go sit in front of the theater because there was a nice fountain there, and do a bit of writing in my book that I've been working on for a while, about 5 years actually. It's taking a long time. But, so I went to go sit outside the theater and work on that a bit. And that's when things got kind of interesting. I said in a previous video, I think it was my Filda video, how I very badly wanted to meet Christian Alexander Müller in person, and that I wanted so badly for that to happen, which is the entire reason I took this trip to Bad Gandersheim. He was starring as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar. But I was sitting outside the theater and working on my book, and when it started to get around 5:15, 5:30ish, I went to go get dinner because the show started at 7, so I wanted to make sure I had enough time to eat beforehand because I knew I wasn't going to have time to eat afterwards. So I went to go back to the same Italian restaurant because honestly, I ate at a few different places in Bad Gandersheim, and this place was the best. I was there for 5 days, and I ate there once or twice a day, every single day, because this place was amazing. And I went there for dinner, and went and sat down on one side of the restaurant, and I ordered my food, and not even 5 minutes after I ordered my food, and I was just sitting there waiting. God, my heart's racing just thinking about this. But at the time when I ordered, I was the only one in the restaurant. And then about 5 minutes later, another set of customers walked in, and that's when things got weird. Because the ones who, they were seated at the table directly across from mine, which was really awkward for me, because then I just sat there the whole time just like, I don't exist, I'm not here, this is not happening to me. It was Christian and one of his friends that were seated directly across from me for my whole meal. Thankfully I left before them, so that was just no. But yeah, so after awkward dinner, I went to see the show, which was so amazing. I cried. It was amazing. I mean, I was smiling, but I was also crying, but I was loving it. I just freaking loved it. But afterwards was, I did what I did when I went to Fulda. I went to the stage door, which was awesome, but oh my god, why? Why did I do that? Why did I think that would be a good idea? It was a good idea. But I went and I got to talk with Christian, and that was really interesting. I actually got this picture with him, which I freaking love. It's my favorite picture, that I have now. But that was really good. He is probably the sweetest person in the whole world. But we talked for a bit, and then I went back to my hotel and went to bed. I don't know how I actually managed to fall asleep after that because that was freaking awesome. But then I went and explored some more the next day. And then Friday I had tickets again to see Jesus Christ Superstar again, because why not? I was there for I was there during the time when they were going to do 2 different shows. Why not go? It was great. But the second show was just as good as the first. It was freaking amazing. But oh, right, I forgot. The day after the performance, the first performance, so Thursday, when I went to go get lunch at, again, the Italian restaurant, I sit down, I order my food, and the lady, I believe her name was Kathy, rather than she took my order back to the kitchen and then immediately sat down next to me and just looked at me for a minute. I was like, yes. And she's like, so I heard that you came all the way from America just to see Christian. And I'm sitting there just bright red in the face. And I'm like, what gave that away? I was like, was it the awkwardness when I was at dinner last night? She's like, no, Christian told me this morning when he came in for breakfast. why? Why did that have to happen to me? And then they started, like, not just her, but I believe it was her husband, and the guy who runs the restaurant, and like 2 of the kitchen staff. So like 5 people in this restaurant started calling me Principessa afterwards, and I have no idea why. So that was really awkward, but kind of cool. Anyway, so Thursday, again, another slightly awkward meal for an entirely different reason. But, and then Friday, oh boy, it was my last day in Bad Gandersheim before I had to go get a train back to Frankfurt, to get my flight home. So it was another kind of emotional day for me. I went around town again, went to a few stores, started to get close to the show time again. The show was a little bit earlier. I believe the show was at 6:30 rather than at 7. So I went and I sat by the fountain again to work. And while I was working on some writing, I got really super emotional and started crying because it was my last day, and I started to get frustrated with myself because I kind of wrote myself into a corner in my story. So I got incredibly frustrated and incredibly sad, so I started crying a bit. I didn't realize that, okay, right behind the fountain was, on this side of the fountain, in front of me was the theater, on this side of the fountain was this little like food pavilion, and then behind me was the tourist information center and and another pavilion. Which, I didn't realize that all of the actors for Jesus Christ Superstar were in that pavilion behind me. And it was starting to get close to the time where they'd go in and do their mic checks and whatnot in the theater in front of me, so they would have to walk by me. I didn't realize they were all there. I thought they were either in the theater or they would be showing up later when I was not going to be there. But, so I started crying, and, right when I was trying to calm myself down and failing miserably, I see someone start to walk by me out of the corner of my eye, and I look up, and oh my god, I about died. Like, the one person I didn't want to see me in that emotional state was Christian, and he just happens to be walking by right when I'm in tears. What is it with me and embarrassing myself in front of theater actors? But he sees me crying, stops, asks me what's wrong, I explain it to him, and he calms me down, which was really sweet of him. Like, he is probably the sweetest human being ever. And he looked at me once I finally stopped crying. He's like, "I'll see you after the gala, right?" And I was like, "Oh, like, what gala?" And he's like, the gala tonight. And I was like, this is the first I've heard of a gala. And he said, "We're gonna fix that," and then walked into the theater. And I was like, fix what? I don't know. But, so I calmed myself down, and once he was in the theater, I got up and walked back down towards the Italian restaurant, because I'm like, I need to step away from the theater, because it's kind of just making me emotional. So I sat down on the bench outside the restaurant to calm myself down, and I can hear music coming from the theater, from them doing their sound checks, and I thought, it sounded familiar, but I thought, surely not. Surely it's not what I think it is, because the song I thought I was hearing was kind of like, it's my song, This Is the Moment, from Jekyll and Hyde. Like, that song is the song of my life, all of my friends agree. But I thought, surely I'm imagining it, because it had kind of been the theme song of my trip for me. But, it couldn't possibly be. But then I heard, like, they finally got the mics to work. Apparently they hadn't had the mics working. And I heard the line, I heard Christian's voice specifically with the line, "When the momentum and the moment are in rhyme," and I was like, oh my god, I'm not mishearing this. It is what I think it is. So that sends me into another whole thing of tears, because I'm just like, oh my god, why is he doing that song? Surely not. Surely that has nothing to do with this gala he was talking about. I'm like, it can't be. But, so I calm myself down again, get up, go back to my spot on the fountain, and I see the information booths open, so I go and get some more scene photos, because I got so many scene photos from Jesus Christ Superstar, because they're amazing. And then I go back and once again take up my perch on the fountain, listen to my music, and as it starts to get towards the end of one song, I see this young man coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, maybe he just wants to ask a question, because that had been happening to me a lot. So I took out my headphones, like paused my music, took out my headphones, and this young man comes up to me and like he said, "I have a ticket here for you for the late night show." And I was really confused by what late night show? What is this thing he's talking about, this late night show? And he hands it to me, and I read it, and it's for the gala after the performance of Jesus Christ Superstar. And he said, "I was told to bring this to you by Christian." And I was like, oh my god. That man, like, seriously is the sweetest. So I was given a ticket to the gala, courtesy of Christian, and that was probably the coolest thing. So I went and saw the performance of Jesus Christ Superstar, cried again because it was amazing, and then went to the gala afterwards, which was amazing, and yes, he did sing "This Is the Moment" from Jekyll and Hyde, and that was something I never thought I would get to see ever. It was amazing. I loved it so much. But, so yeah, I saw him again after the gala and thanked him very much for the ticket, and thanked him very much for singing the song of my life, "This Is the Moment," because that was more than I ever thought I would get to see, and it was great, and he seemed very happy as well. So I went back, and then I said goodbye to him, and then went back to my hotel room, shaking and on the verge of tears, because it was amazing. Finished packing my things before I went to bed, and then got up the next day and had breakfast, checked out of my hotel, and went to the train station, and caught a train back to Frankfurt Airport, where I caught my flight home. And yeah, that was pretty much my trip to Bad Gandersheim. I did get a lot of cool stuff while I was there. These aren't real glasses. They're not, but okay, I like them. But I got this necklace, and I got this, which everyone, when I put this on, people keep thinking like I've actually done my hair up like this because it matches my hair so closely. But I love it. I got this, which it's a little owl bank. I got so many pairs of earrings, it's unreal. I got these cute ones, and these, which are, whoops, got turned around there. Similar, but not quite the same. I got these ones. I got these, which I think these are my favorite. And then I got some rose ones, because I've always wanted rose earrings. I got these hair clips, which I always wear with this shirt, which I also got there. Come on, stupid chair. I got these hair clips in 3 different colors. I got them in green and blue and purple. I got this dress, which is really cute and I love it, and this nice little brown jacket here. It's got this cute little design on the edge. It zips up and it's quite nice. It seems very thin, but it's actually very warm. And then I got this, which I actually wore this jacket to the gala. It's got this cute little rosy pattern on it, and I wore it with this shirt because this is like my favorite shirt ever, even though it's pink and I don't really like pink. But yeah, I got all of these. I also got a coffee mug that says, I love my job. But that's in the dishwasher right now. So, but yeah, I love this coat. It's a little bit big, but it's still nice. But yeah, so that was my trip to Bad Gandersheim. I will actually be going back to Germany in March for about 10 days with a friend of mine. And then if everything goes according to plan, I'll be back there again in July for a second study abroad trip. So that'll be fun. And I'll talk more about those in the future. So I will see you guys soon with my recent music haul in a few days. And hopefully I'll be able to post another update fairly soon. Bye!